Yay! Victory party for Abdul Sayed. Woohoo! And for Spider-Man being such an awesome movie. I'm not going to spoil anything about Spider-Man unless we get an audience in here who seems to have seems to have seen Spider-Man. So what we're going to do is, if you've seen Spider-Man, we'll talk about it. But I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who just happens to be coming randomly by. So what we're going to do is talk about Abdul El Sayed's amazing victory, and I'll read a little Book of Judas stuff if uh, if it comes up. I guess it came up now. I'll read one little page real quick. I use that analogy because Christianity can be turned inside out so that a glittering sack to fool people and separate the only good ones from the outside can be repurposed and turned inside out into a useful sack, trapping the bad guys inside but also redistributing their wealth like a sower throwing seeds from a bag. Until the church is reversed, it will seem like an evilly bejeweled collection of organizations trapping everyone in its clutches inside. Hello, welcome to life. Abdul El Sayed won, as we predicted earlier. So, we're excited about um, the victory. We're excited about their trajectory. We're excited about the message it sends. We're excited about destroying APAC and destroying the corporate DIMs. It's just like, I don't know. It's real, it's real big um, change for America. It's a sign of a big change for America. I think Blakely said that he will be the first Muslim senator. That doesn't seem right. I mean, maybe it's true. If so, it's historic. I was like, is he Michigan's first Muslim senator? But I guess maybe he could be the first Muslim senator of all. Maybe other Muslim representatives or Congress people. I'm not entirely sure. I guess I should know that. But anyway, it's a big win for America. It's a big win for progressives and a big win for healthcare and a big win for Muslims and a big win for immigrants and just a big win against Trump. Big win for Americans. So really excited. Um, Looking forward to celebrating it. I guess I should put my crown on. As we were celebrating earlier. I was celebrating in advance because it seemed imminent. But gosh, they also make it so scary. They make it take. I mean, it takes a while to count votes. That's not a big deal. But since it takes a while, you get a little bit concerned. Like, is he gonna win? Is she gonna come back somehow? Are they gonna do some shenanigans? So, I guess one of the great things about it is it makes us think about. Um, it makes us think about uh, democracy. Like, we'll have democracy back, or we're clawing democracy back. Like, we don't have it back yet, but we're getting it back. So, and he hasn't won yet. Like, we haven't had the midterms yet, but I feel like people are going to be prepared to make sure that we do have the midterms and that we do actually get to win. And this seems like a good sign in that direction. Of course, we've had a lot of other big wins, people that will be representing us that are good people, that we can defeat all the MAGA people with really easily, and we just have to do it. Um, so, I guess the main thing I was going to say, you have to do it, you have to ensure that we can do it. But that's why it seems like we're going to be actively defending our democracy to make sure that we win and um, elect El Sayed, elect Milak Kiros here in Denver, elect Daria Liza, like all these cool people that like we didn't even know about until they're becoming our representatives. It's really exciting, and there's more all the time. And it's like I think I heard somebody saying it's like they get on the train and go to the next place because, once we see, oh, this is going to be our next representative, then they already have a lot of attention and sway to endorse the next person. So we've got Larkin in Florida. We've got Hong in Wisconsin, I think. It's either Minnesota or Wisconsin. I think it's. I can't remember. Let me know in chat if you do. But anyway, Abdul Al Sayed won, so we're celebrating. We'll talk about Spider-Man stuff if anybody's seen it. It's Spider-Man-Mania in America though right now. Like the theater I go to is showing the Spider-Man movie 45 times a day. Every day it's showing the Spider-Man movie 45 times. Like two or four in Spanish. Like it's huge. It's always selling out. It's a huge, huge movie. So it's very exciting. And I'm very excited about Abdul Al Sayed winning. I'm going to practice real quick the video I was going to make before I did this live stream. I'm trying to think. Okay, now that Abdul Al Sayed's the nominee. Hello. Now that Abdul Al Sayed's the nominee, we need to get Haley Stevens voters on our side, but we also need to primary her endorsers, like all the different politicians that came to her aid to try to beat him. We need to primary them. We need to get her voters, sure, but we need to replace her supporters, like her big supporters. Like, they've shown what side they're on. It's not our side. It's genocide like hers. And we gotta stop it. It's time to put a stop to it. So, that's what we're going to be doing. That's a big part of what this vote is, what the message is that's getting out there by electing Abdul Al Sayed. So anyway, you guys let me know if you've seen Spider-Man. If you haven't seen Spider-Man, that's cool. We won't talk about it until we get people in here who've only people who've seen Spider-Man. We'll talk about Spider-Man stuff. Huh. But welcome to the live stream. I'll read another page of Little Book of Judas. I realized recently that all the evils of American history are replicated, revived, continued, condensed, and coordinated into Trumpism. Every evil of every era is represented. So, stop Trumpism and patriarchy and Christianity and war with this plan. It's in this book. So, thanks for being here. We're excited about celebrating the victory of Abdul Al Sayed. As we were saying earlier, we were going to be celebrating. Here we are celebrating it. So, yay, we won. We're going to keep winning. And it sends a big message to the bad guys that their time is done. So, it's like not just celebrating the victory, not just celebrating getting democracy back, celebrating scaring the bad guys. I love that part of it. I mean, there's a lot of them end up in the chat. I don't know. I don't know how you mean. How's it going? Welcome to the live stream. Abdul Al Sayed won the primary today, so we're celebrating. We just heard the news that he won about, 20 minutes ago. Half an hour ago. No, I don't know what any it. No. I'm not like looking things up. Oh yeah, I don't know who that is. Thanks, though. I appreciate the compliment. Okay, guys, hey, we won. Abdul Sayed won today. So we're celebrating. Yay, Abdul Sayed won. You got it? Okay. So, we won. We're going to keep winning. I'll read another page. The other churches and even everyone else doing what they can to be good in a Christian culture run by oppressive hypocrites. When anyone sees Christianity or Christian culture, they see the jewels of how these conservative and mainstream Christians present themselves. It's a pretty evil sight. It's like they're shooting off fireworks. Hold on. I feel like I better check. Maybe they're shooting off fireworks because of a Abdul Sayed one, but if they really are shooting off fireworks, I kind of wouldn't mind getting to see some fireworks. Give me a second. Let me see if they're shooting off fireworks, because that's the second time I've heard fireworks out here. Here's the moon anyway. Well, if there's a firework, maybe you'll get to see it. Oh well. They were in pretty quick succession. I bet there was only 2 of them. Kind of nice out here though, even though I don't have a lot of light. Got a little light, just don't have a lot of light. Oh well, I was hoping to see a firework. I don't know. Yeah, I hear the firework. I don't see anything. But if I move around a little bit. I wonder if they're celebrating the same thing we're celebrating. Abdul Sayed went in the primary. It's pretty exciting. Anyway, I'm gonna go back in where there's some light, since I couldn't see any fireworks. If it sounds like really big fireworks are going off again, I'll come back out. So far, I think it was just little fireworks that I couldn't see anyway. Hello, welcome to the live stream. We're celebrating the SPIDER-MAnia in America. We're celebrating Abdul Sayed won the primary, so he'll be our next senator. He'll be our first Muslim senator, I think. I think that's what Blakely was saying. Of course, they've been wrong before, I feel like. But one of the things he defeated by winning today was Islamophobia. So, but guess, by defeating Islamophobia, I think he's kind of like Mamdani in that way. Okay. Hopefully that'll help me feel better. And have a little bit of... What? Hold on. We're celebrating Spider-Man because it's Spider-Man here in America. And we're celebrating Abdul el-Sayed. Abdul el-Sayed's going to be our first Muslim senator, apparently. It's crazy. It's cool, though. We're excited. Yeah. If you're not super leftist, you probably don't want to be in this live stream. You probably want to just mosey along. Just mosey right along. But yeah, we're celebrating Spider-Man. Spider-Man's doing some in theaters right now. So we're celebrating Spider-Man. And we're celebrating Abdul el-Sayed. Bum, 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 bum. Won the primary today. We beat the genocidal maniacs. We beat like for millions of dollars of billionaire APAC money. Beat them. Oh, it feels good. Sorry, there's a cat here. The cat feels good as well. Thanks. Guys, do the reactions. Thanks for the art compliments. Do the reactions. We won today. Are you guys not paying attention? Thank you. We won the, what's it called? The primary. Abdul el-Sayed won. And if you guys haven't seen Spider-Man, have you guys seen Spider-Man yet? But Abdul el-Sayed won the primary. It's awesome. It's going to be the next big thing. Like Spider-Man is currently thinks, Turtle Duck? Where have you been? Why is your name Turtle Duck spelled that way? You see it tomorrow. We're not spoiling anything then until you leave the live stream, so you should announce when you leave so we can talk about it. It's awesome though. You'll love it. See it if you can see it in the... I see it on discount days, like today was our discount days. I won't spoil anything. I won't spoil anything. Today's our discount days. So if you can see it on a discount day, even if you have to go twice, which you'll go, I've seen it 3 times. See it with the fucking rumble seats if you can, and see it with the 3D glasses if you can. Those are both good experiences. Thanks, Turtle Duck. I'm glad you're doing good too. I'm glad everyone's seeing Spider-Man. It's like a phenomenon. Oh, thanks for subscribing again. Did you get a new account or something? It seems like you spell your name different. It's nice to see you again. Abdul el-Sayed won. Check it out. We won. We beat Islamophobia. We beat billionaires. We beat... thanks for subscribing, guys. We beat... oh, I'm sorry about your account. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thanks. Nice to see you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the content. There's a lot of content. I encourage you to comment on it when you see it. Or seek it out. But hey, we won. Abdul el-Sayed won. We were doing a live stream a couple hours ago to celebrate the win before it was official. But now that it's official, it's really exciting. So, Mr. Turtle Duck, right, now it's coming back to me. Have you not seen him yet, Jack? You haven't seen Spider-Man or Abdul el-Sayed? Abdul el-Sayed's kind of a perfect candidate. Like, he could be a president if he wants. No, I didn't find a girlfriend. If there was ever a girl in the live stream, um, if you want to be my girlfriend, I'd like to meet somebody. You haven't seen the new Spider-Man yet? We're not spoiling it yet, but go see it. I've seen it 3 times. I love that movie. It's fantastic. And when I saw it today, like the crowd was crazy. Like, I'm not gonna tell you anything about the movie because I don't spoil movies. But the crowd was fucking nuts. Like they were all screaming. Like just like I haven't been in a movie like that in a long time. And I've been to this movie 2 times before, but the crowd wasn't like that. But when I went today, like it's packed. Like the theater's packed, and this was one of the bigger theaters. So it was a lot of people. No, we're not going to talk about anything about the movie, about what happens in the movie. I didn't really hear anything about it. I mean, I saw the previews, so I kind of had an idea what was in it. I listened to an NPR review, and those guys always spoil movies. But for once, he didn't spoil the movie. This was the first time he didn't spoil it. Anyway, did you hear Abdul El Sayed won? I'm hoping as new people come into the live stream, this is where they hear that Abdul El Sayed won. Ha 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 ha. We keep winning. We keep destroying the bad guys. I love it. I love how the more we destroy the bad guys, the more in bigger ways and more candidates we destroy the bad guys with, just the faster we defeat the Trumpism. It's so good. We'll get America back. We'll get this like good America. It won't just be like America like it used to be. It'll be like good America, like the good side of America without the bad side of America. The bad side of America got its turn this time, and we were like, okay, this is why that's complete bullshit. Then we're gonna have the good side of America instead. Total Duck says Euless came to peace and stopped worrying about Trump. I now take Xanax to cope with it. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm glad. I'm glad that you are not worried. Whatever it takes. I'm glad I didn't. I, I'm sorry. Okay, the problem is Trump, right? So I'm sorry that Trump has been so bad that you were worried, so worried that you ended up taking medications. Like, I'm sorry about that. I'm not sorry that you found something that helps you cope with what's going on. That's good. I won't stress you out by talking about too much here because this is where we're celebrating Abdullah Sayed winning. But look at this. This is how it gets stopped. Because people are so done with Trump. Because people are so done with the Democrats who haven't stopped Trump. We're electing Abdullah Sayed, our first Muslim senator. For apparently, I didn't think that was true, but I guess it's probably true. I heard Blakely say he's going to be our first Muslim senator. It's pretty cool. Oakwood. Sorry, there's a cat here. It makes me make faces. So, listen, guys. Turtle Duck. You're relaxed, remember? Don't let the Trumpers stress you out. We can just block them. Just mute the Trumpers. You'll never miss it. Oakwood has joined 5 years ago. Oakwood-Z60 joined 5 years ago with capital O. 12 subscribers. First Muslim senator. Our first Muslim senator. First Muslim senator. Hello. Hello. I'm so glad you found. I don't know how they found me. Run for it, Marty. I don't know how, but they found me. But yeah, our first Muslim senator. Okay, guys. We're celebrating the Abdul El Sayed victory today. Abdul El Sayed beat AIPAC and Democrats and billionaires and all these losers. All these losers came in and lost. So this is what I was going to say in my video. I gotta still make this video when I finish the live stream. Now that Abdul Sayed's won the primary, yeah, we want to win over. We want to get his vote, her voters. We want to get Haley Stevens' voters to come vote for Abdul Sayed. But we also want to primary her um, supporters, her endorsers. And they not only burned $65 million just to kind of light his way, but like all these reputations they burned down of all these people who endorse Haley Stevens. And all to just to light the way of Abdul Sayed, because the more people that see him, the more people like him, and he's just going to win. They can't stop him now. So it's awesome. Thanks. You're cute too. Thanks for being here. So, really excited about Abdul El Sayed's victory. Abdul El Sayed's victory. Excited about the Spider-Man movie being so awesome. Russia? Why would you say that? Free Palestine, sure, but why Russia? Free Palestine and Ukraine. Why don't you want to free both countries that are being invaded? What's wrong with freeing both of the countries that are being invaded? Why would you be for, yeah, I support Palestine too, but why wouldn't you support Ukraine? They got invaded. Why? What did Russia do for Palestine? I don't recall Russia doing a damn thing. Well, how much aid did Russia get into Palestine? How much aid did Russia? How much did Russia protect? How many uh, Palestinians or Gazans did Russia protect? How many Palestinian refugees are in Russia right now? How do they get it there? How do they get the humanitarian aid there? Do they airlift it in? They have planes. Did they airlift it? How do they get it there? Tell me. Tell me how they get it. Tell me how Russia does jack shit. How much aid did Ukraine send to Palestine? That's your response. Russian trolls suck. I don't know if Ukraine supports Israel. I think they just have to say that to get American help. Thanks. I painted those. Painted that. I painted those paintings in the background. That's a lot to say. You could say that America supports Zionism because too many Americans do, but less and less do. So it's all collapsing. Thanks. Yeah, the purple dude's chilling for sure. It's all collapsing on Putin. I call him Trump, Putin, Netanyahu, because you got Trump, Putin, and Netanyahu, and it's collapsing on them. Like they're all the same thing, and all their stupid genocides are being put an end to. Because Trump and Putin. Putin was already doing a genocide in Ukraine, or trying to. And then, what's his dumbass? Netanyahu started his in Palestine, which, if you believe that, Netanyahu funds Hamas, and if you believe in Putin's, coordination with Hamas, it's not too hard to see how they work both sides of that one to do their, triggering attack to start the genocide in Palestine, which takes, yes, if you want to stop the genocide in Palestine, you want to stop Netanyahu, but that means you want to stop Trump. You want to stop Trump, Putin, Netanyahu. Trump is, part of the reason for Netanyahu and the genocide, and Putin is the reason for all of it. Putin is the master of both of them. Perspective is Putin is the master of Netanyahu and Trump. Trump's not the master of Netanyahu. Maybe Netanyahu's the master of Trump too, but Putin's definitely the master of Netanyahu, and Putin's the master of Trump. Yeah, Netanyahu needs to go to The Hague with Zelensky. What the hell does Zelensky do? Are we talking about a different Zelensky? Like, Putin needs to go to The Hague. Putin keeps doing war crimes. But so does Trump. It's Trump, Putin, Netanyahu. I don't understand how you get Zelensky mixed up in this. That's what's strange to me. What's strange to me is the way that you get Zelensky mixed up in it. Yeah, free Iran, America and Iran. Free America and Iran from Trump, Putin, Netanyahu. If you just keep in mind that Trump, Putin, and Netanyahu are the enemy, you'll be good. Israel controls USA and Ukraine. How could Israel control Ukraine? You just sound like you're anti-Semitic. You just sound like some type of like Nazi person who's like thinks that because Zelensky's Jewish that Israel controls Ukraine. I don't think that's true. But I have heard that Ukraine supposedly supports Israel, which is disappointing and should be corrected. But, you know, they're still the country that got invaded by Putin. Okay, I'm glad you don't mind Jewish people. Okay. Why Russia, though? Why do you want Russia to be able to do their genocide? How can you be against genocide? You're obviously against the genocide in Palestine. That's good. How can you want Russia to do their genocide? How can you want Putin to do his genocide against Ukraine? I don't understand that. Why can't you just be against both genocides? Yeah, respect the Jewish people who don't support Zionism. Exactly. Zionism is a problem, but Zionism is just an offshoot of white supremacy. And Putin's a white supremacist, so why would you support Putin? Yeah, but what does Ukraine do to support Israel? What does that even mean? I'm sure Ukraine's not sending Israel weapons. They need weapons. Like, I just feel like you're being tricked. Like, if you're really a real person, like you really believe this, you're just being tricked. And I understand people being tricked that way. But I don't really understand it, honestly. That's why I had questions for you. I don't hate all Russians. I just hate that I hate Putin and the support for Putin. Just like I hate Trump and Trump Putiners in America. Liberals are American. Trump Putiners are anti-American. Okay. MAGA Trump Putiners are anti-American. Name one lie, though. The lie is that Russia should win. When you think that Russia should win, you're wrong. That's a lie. Ukraine should win. In fact, if Ukraine wins by taking Russia, you know, who's going to be all mad about that? If they just end up splitting Russia between Turkey and Ukraine. I mean, Bibi kind of controls Trump, but I think Putin controls Trump. Again, if they convince you that Bibi controls Trump, if Putin's other puppet, Netanyahu, is who you blame for Trump, but Putin's in control of Trump, then Putin's gotten away with it, as far as you're concerned. I mean, you could say that about me if you're like, no, Netanyahu controls Putin and Trump, and you're blaming Putin, but really Netanyahu's the mastermind of both. You could say that I'm the one, you know, doing Netanyahu's bidding by saying it's Putin. I just genuinely believe it's Putin. You know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you're wrong. Trump literally pulls out the chair for Bibi when he visits Trump. Well, did you see fucking Fetterman? Fetterman, who's never been seen before without a sweatshirt on. Never without like a hoodie sweatshirt. He was wearing a suit to meet Bibi Netanyahu. The first time he's ever worn a suit was to meet Bibi Netanyahu. So what does that mean? Like, he didn't get, when he got married, he was wearing a fucking sweatshirt. The hoodie sweatshirt. You know, like at graduation, he was wearing a hoodie sweatshirt. You know, everybody else was like wearing a graduation cap and gown. Fetterman was wearing like a hoodie sweatshirt. And then now he went to meet Bibi and he's wearing a suit. Talking some shit about Abdul Sayed, who won today, kicked their ass. Destroy the Zionist pieces of shit. Well, thanks for supporting America Grind. Just, I don't see how you can support Russia, dude. Like, how do you, what do you think the relationship between Trump and Putin is? If you think Netanyahu is Putin's master, if you think Netanyahu is Trump's master, not Putin, where do you think Putin fits in? Yeah, respect to Iran and Palestine, and to America and to Russia. The way to respect America and Russia is to rid us of Putin and Trump Putin-ears. Yeah, there's, dude, we owe Iran like lots, like $300 billion or something. I think is the previous amount they were going to give them to try to reconstruct for losing their unholy war. What? You're so weird, dude. Okay, here's your take. Let's just read your take, because to me, you're working for Putin now. Because no, you wouldn't say this, dude. You're claiming to be an American liberal, or to like, I don't know what you're claiming to be, what country you're claiming to be from, but you're claiming to be a liberal. And this is what you said: America is trying to control Putin, but it can't. So it fights Russia with Ukraine via proxy. Dude, that ain't fuck no. What has Trump done to fight Russia? What has Trump done to fight with Putin? What's one thing? What's one thing Trump's ever said against Putin? I'll wait. Say it. Put it in the chat. Yeah, Grind is an idiot. Put it in the chat, dude. You've chatted this so many times already. Tell me one thing tell me one thing Trump has ever done against Putin. Putin's made fun of Trump. Putin, like, put naked pictures of Melania out and stuff like that. Putin's, like, indicated that Trump is his bitch. But what has Trump ever done to Putin? You said America is trying to fight Putin, not Trump. Okay, so you admit Trump has never done anything against Putin. But when Putin has done things against Trump, what way is that relationship? Putin's obviously over Trump. Best Spider-Man actor? Oh, shit. Zendaya, maybe? All of them, dude. There's nobody bad in that movie. No, probably, what's his name? Tom Holland. Drink Coca-Cola. It's refreshing. Drink Coca-Cola. It's refreshing. The person who plays Spider-Man is Tom Holland. I like radios, yes. Did Putin visit Epstein Island? Well, one reason I think Putin's not in the Epstein files as much as Trump and everybody else is because Putin was the mastermind behind the Epstein files. They weren't talking about the person who's doing all the spying. Now, Israel apparently had control of the cameras in one of Epstein's rooms. They were like being controlled by the government of Israel. Like, so what does that tell you? But that doesn't mean that Israel was the top of the iceberg, just that they were over Epstein himself. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for liking the paintings. Have some more paintings over there. Yeah, don't worry about the trolls. If there's trolls, just don't worry about them. There's always trolls in this live stream. I'm glad that some of the censorship got turned off. Some of you guys have not been here before. Yeah, I made the artwork. Thanks. If you've seen Spider-Man, if everybody's seen Spider-Man, we can talk about it. No, this is an old hat. But I like Burger King. This is a hat from, I don't know if it says. The Mexican national team. I think this is a hat from the Olympics. I'm not sure. Have you seen a space movie from 1992? What space movie? Space Jam? The Bugs Bunny movie? You're a fucking king, bro. Eric James. What cause? Dude, we won. Abdul Sayed won. APAC lost. Like, we're celebrating because we won. Is he crashing out? I don't pay attention to the trolls that much. Thanks, Eric. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your comments. If you guys want to do the reactions, it's cool. It's crazy because I usually get suppressed. The channel usually gets really suppressed, and it's less suppressed now. So, nice to meet you all. To celebrate Abdul Sayed. I wonder if I was being suppressed because I was promoting Abdul Sayed so much. Just they gave up. Like, they lost. So it was part of their $60 million to suppress me. And they can fuck off because they lost. Yeah, take that Russia shit out, but the rest of it I agree with. Free Palestine. Respect to Iran. What's wrong with supporting Islam? What's wrong with the communists? What's wrong with free speech? I like free speech. I'm talking to you right now. I guess I feel like you're a real person. There's nothing wrong with Islam, dude. You're just, look, Christianity has problems. You are so close to the truth, you just need to support Russia, and we will agree. I don't support Russia, dude. I support Russians. I support the Russian people to overthrow Putin, just like I support the American people to overthrow Trump. You have to acknowledge that Trump and Putin are together. So if you don't like Trump, you have to be against Putin. Yeah, we gotta seize YouTube and Google. You seize YouTube and Google. Listen, Muzzle. Muzzle Flash says YouTube, Google are greedy capitalist pigs who pretend to be Marxist-Leninists with censorship. Right, they don't pretend to be Marxist-Leninists, but they're censoring. They're terrible censors. They have terrible censorship and suppression. But we need to seize YouTube and Google, not just because they censor me. I'm not like just mad about that. They've been censoring me for years. But that's not why I'm saying seize their company. We need to seize their company and Lockheed Martin and like Microsoft, I think, Apple and stuff, Tesla and stuff, because they funded Trump's ballroom. Any of those big ass companies that funded Trump's ballroom, take that shit. Trump's a piece of shit. And we need to take his ballroom. We need to make sure his ballroom doesn't start getting made. And we need to take the companies that we're putting into it. We need to take those companies. Fuck those companies. Grind. What do you think about that? Grind. What do you think about what I just said? He said, we need a president who will cooperate with Iran and support Palestine. Abdul Sayed. He could be that president. He just won his primary tonight. This could be like the beginning of his presidential run. His arc to president. You never know. Like, if so, I'm calling it here, Like, we expected it. We can see that trajectory because, he's worthy to be our president. He's a good guy. He'd be our first Muslim president. I'm pretty sure he would be our first Muslim president. I guess maybe Obama was Muslim. No, he was Christian, but he might have like also been Muslim at some time or something. I don't know. People do have multiple religions or change religions. I think they might have wanted to call him a Muslim, like as if it was a bad thing, but I don't think it is. So that's where that happened. I wish we'd get some Muslims in here. It's crazy. Whenever Muslims come into the chat, they're always like super nice. Not always. I don't know. Muslims might come into the chat plenty of times and they're like assholes or something. But whenever I notice that somebody points out that they're Muslim, they're super fucking nice. They're like nicer than shit. They're like always the nicest, friendliest, like kindest people. I'm a witch personally, but there's a religion, the Church of Judas. It replaces Christianity. So here's a book about it. I'll read you a random page. Christianity spent centuries wiping out other cultures and beliefs and amassed vast fortunes doing it. The Church of Judas will replace churches and get them doing the opposite of what they have been doing in many cases. And this will include returning looted artifacts, as museums are increasingly doing. It will certainly involve using their rich coffers to fund cultural restoration and reparations to communities they tried to extinguish. If the new focus of Christianity for the next 2,000 years is more is to restore the cultures it spent the last 2,000 years destroying, it will do a lot to make up for its harms. It was like reverse Christianity. Oh, see, look, we have a Muslim in the chat. Thank you. Thank God. But you said, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Sorry if I can't say it. Because it translated it for the chat for some reason. Thanks for being here. I think they think I need a goth girlfriend. Oh my gosh. Trump is a bad dude. I hate Trump. Trump's the Antichrist. But Jesus is the opposite of Trump. Yeah. I am a Berliner. I'm a jelly donut. Ich bin ein Berliner. I'm a jelly donut. No, BB's not the Antichrist. He's just like terrible. No, Judas is a good guy. Judas is a good guy. Trump is the Antichrist. Putin is the devil. That's the relationship. Putin's the devil. Trump's the Antichrist. Putin is like the evil god. Trump is like the Antichrist. Why is there so many trolls? I'm sorry, Kanye West. Hey, Kanye West. My new book came out. Do you have a copy yet? I'll read you a page. This page is for Kanye West. This is the third reason Judas is ideal for ending Trumpism. You need a shiny new, or newly revealed and verifiably ancient, even better cult to get people out of their last shiny new cult, or the last shiny new evil cult, Trumpism, that they fell for. It could be that more progressive churches are faster to transition into the Church of Judas because their message is already more aligned with the true Jesus, and they could emphasize how anti-Trump they were all along to shepherd in these lost souls scattered by the collapse of Trumpism. That would be good, even if all that I am saying here about Judas was false, even if it's all made up, and there's just no truth to it. The inevitable evolution of Christianity away from Trumpism to be more the opposite of Trump, to be more like Jesus, would make things better. Even if Jesus never came up with a secret plan to replace the churches with Judas, the churches would naturally replace themselves to a degree, as people see through the evils of Trumpism that the conservative church led them to. Judas just makes this process faster and more complete and harmonious. Nobody supports Israel. Let's not be rude to anyone. It doesn't seem like anybody here supports genocide, except for when that grind guy supports Russia. Nobody supports genocide. Why would you say Vladimir Putin is the king of the north? What does that even mean? Putin's a real weirdo. He's a real evil bastard. Islam is not the religion of Satan. Trumpism is the religion of Satan. He's the one making a ballroom, a shrine to Baal. Kanye West, this is my new book. It's only that long. It's the little book of Judas. It's just this little bitty book. Get a copy. It's like $13. I'll send you the $13 if you put your Cash App in my chat. I'll send you the book for free. Put your Cash App in my chat. I'll send you the $13 and you can buy the book or not, but That way you can buy the book if you want. Thank you, Kanye West. I always enjoy your participation in the live streams. In fact, I think there were a lot of trolls here before, so. Islam, and okay, Trump is from Satan because Trump is the Antichrist. But he's like the, Christian Antichrist thing. Islam has nothing to do with that. There's nothing wrong with Islam. If you give a man a sheep, if you give a man a sheep, he can eat for a week, but if you teach a man to sheep, he can eat forever. Yeah, I always heard that about fish. See, why do you think people are evil? That's weird. It's weird for you to think people are evil. I think even people who support Trump, which I think is evil, those people aren't really evil. They're just sucked into this Trumpism. Some of them are evil, but you know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part, they're not evil people. They're just sucked into it. That's why they need Judas to help them betray their evil master. So you guys can buy this book too. It's only 13 bucks. Go ahead and buy my book. Buy the book. Just buy the book. That'd be the easiest way. A lot of them are just lost. Here, let's read another page of it. It truly comes down to us, kids and the ones who want to protect them in childhood, imagination, heaven itself from the bad guys, the adults and warmongers and Trumputineers that lie about wanting to help kids while killing them in thousands of the worst ways. They have all the governments and churches and companies and other systems of power on their side. But we have Jesus and Judas and the Goddess and the truth, and really all good spiritual powers and all kids on our side. So it's heaven versus hell, not a choice you make at death that applies to you when you die, but while you are alive that you must apply now. You're either on the hell side of adults and war and God, or the heaven side of kids and peace and the Goddess. And we haven't even had a clear idea that we would make this choice. We could stay kids and reject and reform the system, which forces the adoration of, etc. You can tell it's a good book. You're gonna love it. Get the book. Welcome to the Church of Judas. Goddess bless you, Mary bless you, Mary bless you, Mary bless you, Jesus bless you, Judas bless you, I bless you, and bless yourself. Yeah, dude, if I didn't call them Trumputineers, I wouldn't be doing justice to the fact that Putin runs Trump. And the more you get that into your head, the more you'll realize Trump sucks because Putin sucks. Here in Australia, multiple AI programs found that the Australian tax kettle herd pays 67 cents out of every dollar earned in tax, leaving 33 cents. I don't know what the hell that means, dude. I tried to read it in Australian. I usually just do a Russian accent because of how many Russian trolls I get in the chat. You're thinking America is closer to Russia than China or North Korea? Is proof you get all your facts from the news in little echo chambers like this. Enjoy your echo chamber, guys. I guess that was a good night sign off from Oog Watson. What was his name? Oog Woo Woo. Anyway, thanks everybody. Exactly. Iran is so what? Why would you think Iran is evil? Yeah, I don't trust Trump, who's obviously evil, and the people that he would want to attack. It seems like Iran has the strongest. That accent was Russian, New Zealand, and South African. Thanks. That's a good American accent. Dude, Tom Holland does a good American accent in Spider-Man. I'm not going to spoil anything about Spider-Man, but go see it. It's awesome. It's like Spider-Mania here in America right now. Probably it's going to be all over the world. Just spider fucking mania. Biden would also seem to turn into a Roomba after all his speeches. Okay. I mean, they were like trying to give it to Trump. They were just holding space for Trump. They had a landslide. They could have had a landslide. They just had to say, stop the genocide. they just stopped the genocide, they would have had a landslide victory. Like, I don't know how you want to try to calculate it any other way, but that's the biggest difference, the biggest thing different they could have done. And so what are we gonna do this time? We're gonna elect everybody all around the country that just says they're gonna stop the genocide. I don't see any lefty news. I don't even know what lefty news is. I feel like I'm the only lefty news. There's hardly any lefty news. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I watched the Midas Touch. The Midas Touch announced that Abdul El Sayed won tonight. Abdul El Sayed won tonight. Be our first Muslim senator. That'll really cheese you Trumpers off. Ha ha ha. We really hate you. We really think you're really stupid. But whatever. You guys will get better. Just listen to, like, I'm not, look, I do think you're stupid for falling for Trump stuff, but I don't think you're made stupid. I think you're just being stupid. I think what you need to do is not be mad about, you're mad at Trump and Islam? Dude, just stop being so mad. You can be mad at Trump, that's good. But what did Islam do? Trump's obviously against Islam, so there's got to be something good about Islam, right? Yeah, I watched Midas Touch. It's pretty good. Thanks, Young. Jesus loves you too. And Jesus had a secret plan, Judas' plan. I'll read you a page about it. Judas and the truer Jesus he reveals is best antidote to Trumpism for many reasons. I'll mention a few now and go into detail later. We must defeat Trumpism, and the Church of Judas is one guaranteed way to do it, replacing all patriarchy, Christianity, war, and empire. We may end Trumpism, at least in its current form, before the Church of Judas replaces all the churches. But if we do so, it will be using truth and love and the things Jesus truly stands for, even if we are not explicitly doing it in the name of Jesus. We will be able to finish the job, end Trumpism forever so it never returns in any other form, and say Jesus without cringing when we do replace the churches with Judas and reveal and connect with the real Jesus and replace and denounce the old fake Christ that led to Trumpism. Bam. And that's how you do it. Islam is compatible with the West. What are you talking about? Why would you try to draw the Prophet Muhammad? If people don't want you to try to draw something, you don't draw it. There's a lot of Christians that didn't want you to draw anything for a period of time. The other Christians killed them. The book is called The Little Book of Judas. Thanks. Get a copy. I hope you like it. Who Muslims marry? What does that mean? Who cares who people marry? It doesn't make any sense to be all freaked out about Islam and Muslims. It just seems that you've been talking to bad people. So I respect you for disliking Trump. That's great. Yet, no, Jesus didn't have anything to forgive Judas of. Okay, look. Young, said, young somebody said, do you think Jesus or Yoon Jin? Okay, I don't know exactly what your name is, but you said, do you think Jesus forgave Judas right before he died? No, Jesus was always forgiving people left and right anyway. But the important thing is he didn't have anything to forgive Judas for. He asked Judas to do what he did. That's the secret. That's what makes it a secret plan. You figure it out from there. I'll give you one secret. I'm not going to read you anything from the book. No, I just don't have anything against Muslims. I'm not a Muslim yet. I just don't have anything against Muslims. I'm not going to read you anything else from the book, but I'm going to tell you this one thing. Jesus told Judas to do it. So why would he doesn't have anything to get forgiven for, right? So where does Judas go after life? Or where does anybody go? We probably all go to heaven, right? Don't you think? Even these tyrants who kill a bunch of people, they go to heaven and then they're surrounded by all those people they just killed in heaven. That's got to be awkward. Even if they get to be in heaven, they're surrounded by all the people they killed. Awkward. So, but no, this, according to Jesus' plan, I'll tell you. According to Jesus' plan, Judas comes back at this time, now, like in our time, and replaces all patriarchy, Christianity, war, and Trumpism. He ends war. He ends Trumpism. He ends patriarchy. He ends Christianity. No, they won't. You don't have to worry about people perishing. We have to worry about killing people in wars and stuff. You don't have to worry about like some souls perish and stuff. I think that's just that's just like one direction that the scare tactics of Christianity went into. I don't have anything against Muslims. Me neither. They're, but then you said they are just incompatible with the freedom of religion of the West. No, they're not, dude. Like, there's might be certain cultures that you might think some of the ways they act about things are incompatible. You know, it doesn't matter. Like, if somebody comes from a culture, you can imagine hundreds of different Muslim cultures probably in different parts of the world. Somebody comes from one of those cultures to America. There, you know, there's different cultures. People navigate those differences. People come to America from all over the world. Sorry about the trolls in the chat. That's what's so cool about America. Is people come here from all over the world. And that's what sucks about Trump, is he's trying to stop that. He's terrible. Yeah. Well, just, God is obviously fake and evil. The goddess is real. And yeah, the goddess is the goddess of everybody. And people probably have their own other goddesses too. That's cool. Dude, Hunter Biden was kicking ass. If Hunter Biden wanted to run for president, he'd have a good chance. Oh man, we went live longer than an hour. I don't usually do that. I was paying attention to the chat. I don't know. Sorry about the thing. We were celebrating Abdul al-Sayed winning. I got distracted about the time, and I probably should shut down the live. But you guys go to my content, comment. See you soon. See you next time. Yep, we're going to stop the Trumpism. I went too long. See you guys next time.